everyone. I'm Sharon from Enteleki Visions, and this is an energy update for the week of April 15th through April 21st. So what do we have happening this week? We have a big full moon going on in Libra towards the end of the week. And Libra is all about the sign of the relationships and finding balance in our lives. So it's how we relate to the world through business, through personal, in our love relationships, with family, with friends. So all of this getting highlighted. And this is the second full moon in the sign of Libra in the last couple months. So this is kind of bringing a finalization point to all that we have learned in that period surrounding relationships and how we are relating to each other. So this could bring up some truth around that, some maybe real and raw truth of things that we have already been thinking about or festering upon. And this is highlighting that and really bringing it up to the surface to be seen. And so along with that, you may find some maybe difficult choice points as well. If something has worn out its welcome and no longer serves your life, there could be a choice point of letting it go and choosing to release something that has been kind of in the works of wanting to be let go in the first place. So aside from relationships, this choice point is really being highlighted this week. So you may find that there is this maybe difficult decision that you are faced to make this week. And that could just be transitions, things leaving your life, things entering your life. But this theme of a decision point, a choice point, to move towards something that is for your highest good, to move towards something that feels more in alignment to you, and to also understand that you're not making that choice out of fear or comfort, and maybe moving towards something out of that place of fear and comfort. Because we can choose things that feel enjoyable and easy to us, but it can also be out of that space of we already know it. So we don't push ourselves beyond that space towards something that may feel a little uncomfortable. We might feel some fear arising around it, but as long as we feel in alignment with something that's slightly uncomfortable, that could mean that we're moving through a growth edge, something that's going to call us to up level, to move into a new space of who we are and our expansion. So to really listen to that side of yourselves. Because if there's any resistance arising within you, if you face a choice, and we're constantly making choices and having little choices in our lives of what we want to eat during the day, to enormous choices of shifting our lives in work, location, relationships, all kinds of things. So when you're faced with that choice point, to really kind of come back to yourself and see, is there resistance arising within me around this? And if there is resistance, then it's a really good sign that you are slightly out of alignment with your truth. Because if you're kind of hitting this wall and things feel like they're stuck and they're not kind of moving forward with the ease that you would imagine them, then that's a good sign that you've kind of shifted away from who you truly are. That maybe you're letting your fears overrun. Maybe you're letting your anxiety take over. So to just check yourself, to come back to the moment, and it's completely okay if you have that experience, but just to be mindful that you can come back. You can come back to that place of ease and surrender and trust. And so I keep hearing these words being guided to share, to surrender and let go and trust, and to not worry, because you are being taken care of. You are going to be okay. And I know we've been through a lot, that this path that we've been on for many months has been somewhat stressful, if not really, really stressful. And so there could be this weariness still as we are entering these new chapters, these new choice points to take that leap into the next chapter. We could feel weary and not wanting to make that next decision because we're feeling maybe tired or fed up, or we just feel like maybe there's not a lot of faith, like, oh, what else could go wrong in this, is maybe the mind chatter that's coming with that. So just checking yourself with it, and to remind yourself to come back to that place of trust, no matter what we have been through, because that is all water under the bridge. That is all in the past, and the lighter days are ahead. That we are at this point where we are just making that leap over into the new, and we are getting ready to reap our harvest for it, for all the hard work, for all the difficulty and the stress that may have arose in the path to get us to this point to choose. So what else do we have going on? There may feel to be a bit of a rush to make this decision, to shift our lives, because we've been through a lot that we're just so eager for things to shift and change. And I know that I've been speaking about that aspect a little bit in the last couple reports. But just to know that divine timing is still at play. So there are pieces that are aligning, and it's kind of like we are in this limbo in-between space still. The worlds are somewhat merging and melding as the old lets go and the new is arriving, and it's kind of like they are overlapping simultaneously. It's very akin to when you are moving. When you're moving out of a house and you are wrapping up all the old stuff in the old house, and you already have the space where you're going to be moving, but you can't quite move yet because all of the things still need to happen in the old space of packing, of cleaning, of finalizing everything there. So half of you is kind of here in that new, but also still here in that old space as well. So just to be comfortable with this space, I know it's easier said than done. The best way to do that is just to come back to a place of staying optimistic and positive, to really see what is going on in your life and what is going right. What is something to be grateful for? To not really focus on the things that maybe are being left, or things that you didn't imagine would leave or you weren't ready to let go of. To focus on what is arriving. To focus on the things that are showing up in your life that are blessings, that are powerful gifts in the storm, because there are always gifts. And they teach us to have that faith. They teach us to have that trust that things are going to be evolving and expanding in the most beautiful way. It's just this time period of death and rebirth all at the same time. So you're not going crazy if you feel kind of weird and a little off. There's a lot of people that are going through maybe some difficult things right now as this death and rebirth is occurring. Our new chapters are arriving already, and there may still be this uncertainty and fog around them, but just know this is releasing, and we are getting ready to reap this harvest for all the hard work that we have done. So just trust, stay on course. This is not a time to give up. This is a time to put one foot in front of the other. And I know that can feel uncertain and a little anxiety inducing because you can't see the path that's far ahead. But we're only given exactly the point of the path and the clarity of the path that we need to see in that now moment for our highest good. Because if we saw the path all as it's going to look, the fullness of it, we may feel overwhelmed. So we're only given little sneak peeks right now. So if you ever doubt where you are supposed to be, just look down at your feet. It's one of my most favorite quotes because it's so true. To just be here now, just be in this moment and know that you are taken care of. And there's nothing that's going to harm you or hurt you if you stay in a place of trust, love, surrender, and openness to what's coming next. The worst is behind us, and it can only get better from here. And you can learn about the services on my site and also to book remote and in-person sessions in Arizona there as well. So I hope you have a lovely week ahead, and thank you for watching.